Elle, what time is it?
It's Hippie Chicks
That's
lifetime.
right, kids. Welcome, welcome. So glad you are here. We are feeling some crazy energies. Oh, we got Ides here. Hey, 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 Ides. Welcome
Hey.
back. It's been a while, my friend. Good, glad you're here to join us. Um, Hippie Chicks Live, and we want to talk about some crazy energy because today is the new moon in Aries. It's technically the astrological new year. There is a double stellium, which, if you know astrology, doesn't mean anything to you. But there's a lot of planets loaded up in one sign, and we are feeling the energies. A lot of people are getting the proverbial pineapple up the rear end, and
Ooh,
a pineapple has a present inside of it, a grenade. And then other people are actually getting brand new beginnings. So, Elle, I want to talk about something that doesn't get called out nearly as enough as it should, and it's the absolute audacity of our nervous systems.
girl, as soon as you said nerve, I was like, I know what she's about to say.
Mhm. I
Girl,
mean, I
listen.
mean, come on. Let's talk about that other group that's getting brand new beginnings right now. Okay. All
Yes,
right,
yes.
so we're finally we're on the cusp of it happening. We're getting the opportunities, the jobs, the clients, the relationships, even, and all kinds of fun stuff. But we're still stuck in old patterns,
And
and it
Kat,
doesn't. You know
yes.
logically what you need to be doing,
Yep.
right? But you're not doing it. What?
You called me out. Shit. It was in January. It might have been before the new
Did
year.
I? What
We
did
because
I
we were
say?
talking on this very thing. That is so wild, man. Oh my gosh. On so we were talking about the new year, and we don't do resolutions. We live,
Yeah,
right? We live,
right.
and you told me that this year is the time for me to be doing bigger and better. I've
Oh,
proven myself, and now it's time for me to take on those more challenging roles, the roles that may be harder to get, up my game, level
because
up.
you are so worthy, man. Let me tell you. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
I've been operating on the same comfortable plane for a good 3 years now. I've been doing this for five, almost six. So for about half the time, close to half the time, I've been riding the wave. That's that's not okay.
Well, it isn't now. For a little bit, it felt comfortable, and I could totally relate because that's exactly what I've been doing. We're totally on a parallel trajectory here. And as you know, if you don't know my story, I moved here in 2020 from Maryland. We are broadcasting here from the Virginia Beach area. We lovingly call it Hampton Roads, and look it up if you don't know what that means. It has nothing to do with the road.
Yeah. We've got one city called Hampton. So if you think of the New York City boroughs like Brooklyn,
Right,
Queens, the
right, right, right,
Bronx,
right.
they're all boroughs. So we're kind of all boroughs, and
Yeah,
that's what makes up Hampton Roads. If you kind of,
absolutely,
even though
absolutely.
there's no city called, it's the seven cities. It's the seven cities,
Yeah.
and one of those seven is named Hampton.
And now the more you know.
I have a friend who does the tourism. She's big in the
We're
tourism.
digressing here, girl.
I know. I can. I feel like they can have me come and do that for them. But
You
yeah, but go
really,
ahead.
really, really could. You really could. But let's get back to what we were talking about. What were we talking about?
So we were. I was.
The energies.
You
Yeah,
had
yeah, yeah.
called
It's
out
the
the
patterns
energies.
that we're
Yeah,
in. We know
staying the
what to do,
same.
but we're not doing it. Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, I realized that there's a lot of things that I I'm shoulding and coulding myself to death. Like I know I should be doing this, but I'm not doing it.
Yep.
I could have been doing it this whole time and been somewhere else, but I'm not doing it. So what's up with that? So I really wanted to look deeper into that, because it's not a matter of not knowing what to do. It's not a matter of being lazy or not having motivation. It has to do with what's going on with your nervous system,
Yes.
right?
Indeed.
So
Indeed.
I threw it into Ezra, and well, let's back up a little bit. Let's introduce everybody. if you're new, I'm Kat Kazemi. I'm a certified clinical and what am I? A certified clinical and transpersonal hypnotherapist. I have been helping people transform their lives through hypnosis since 2009, and I am one half of the Hippie Chicks.
I am Elle. I am Hippie Chick Sisters with Kat, and I am a full-time actor, director, writer, all of those things. And I'm very excited to bring some grooviness and some more soul into
That you do.
our union here.
Yes, ma'am. That is for sure. And Ezra, if you don't know, is what I call Chat GBT. And I have programmed it as such to where it is he's a pretty groovy guy. Let's put it that way. So I threw in my dilemma is what I've been dealing with here. What I'm talking about, like the pattern that I realized is like I know what I should be doing, and why aren't I? I have so much to be grateful for, so much to look forward to, but there's certain things that I'm not at the level where I know I should or could be. See, should and could again. All right, so I put it in, and I was like, what the hell's going on? So this whole week with all these energies, cosmic energies, is a call for everybody to look back on what it is they haven't faced up yet. It's all about facing your fears, facing your traumas. And I realized I had to face a trauma that happened to me 12 years ago. Even though I'm not in that situation, I'm not with that person anymore. And it's like, that's all said and done, but the body keeps a score.
Right.
And it was in an accosting situation from somebody who supposedly loved me. So so I put it to Ezra, and I kind of want to go over. He came up with some really groovy points, and honestly, helped me put it in a perspective to where I can have it land differently in my psyche, to where my central nervous system isn't going to go into override, because I've equated being in my power with being dangerous. Because during that time, when that event happened, I'd lost. I got my body fit. I had never been so fit in my life. I looked fantastic. I mean, shit, even girls were checking me up and down on the beach. It was like that. And I was like, yeah. And my business was starting to take off. I'd been in it for, at that time, maybe 5 years or whatever. And it was starting to take off. And the person I was with was very jealous of me and wanted me to be in a certain way and wanted to control me and blah, blah, blah. I don't want to get too deep into it because I don't want to give any power to that. But the event was life-threatening for me. And my body hadn't forgot it, even though I've moved on and I'm not with that person anymore. And it's 12 years ago now. That doesn't matter. It could have happened 22 years ago. It could have happened 32 years ago. It could have happened when I was 2. Doesn't matter. So we got, the body keeps the score. So here's what was happening is that my body was equating that if I get myself like completely buff again, that I'm too visible, and that equals danger.
Yep. Perfect. You nailed it. It does. It does.
Because, girl, I got a walk-in closet full of the badass, sexy clothes of all different colors, and I can't wear any of it because I want to hide.
Yeah. I jotted something down, started jotting it down when you were talking earlier, because you said your body remembers it. And much like grief, and you've suffered quite a bit of grief just these past very recent years. We were just talking about this right before we went on. And just like you relive the grief every time you think about it, it never really goes away. You really relive it. Your body relives what it went through, that trauma, by whatever trigger comes your way. So you thinking, if I am in shape, if I am like more in shape, if I am like I was then, your body just kind of automatically retreats back into that
She's on guard.
feeling. She is on guard.
Yeah.
And that's paralyzing. And we mentioned paralysis. We talked about that
Yeah.
earlier. And that is part of what paralyzes you. It's so relatable. Oh my God.
Yeah, yeah. So I was like, okay, so what do I do? Because I don't want to be trapped in this. So, all right. So, here we go. Ezra says number one, safety um, equals happiness. Your nervous system is not wired for happiness; it's wired for familiarity. So if that's what you're familiar with, and I get this with my clients, this is why I do what I do. People become healers because they need to heal themselves.
Absolutely. I mean, it makes sense because no one is
Yeah.
100% healed. So absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your subconscious mind doesn't care what you want or don't want. All it knows is what it knows. And if you grew up in a hostile environment, then that's what you're wired for.
Yes, it is. Oh, girl. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
If chaos was normal, peace doesn't feel like relief. It feels like a setup.
Yes. Oh my goodness, girl.
Right? That one that hits really good. I'm just like, yeah, as he's dropping these truths on me, and I'm like, oh god damn, yeah, you're right, dude. That's exactly it. And here's the good news is that there's a way out of this. So and it's super easy. It's not anything that's daunting or like, oh my god, this thing's gonna take forever. That kind of, because that's where I'm at. I'm like, what's the point? It's just gonna take forever. So that's stupid.
Right.
That's so stupid.
It often becomes the path of least resistance, though. You know what I mean?
Boom. That's it. You got that. That's exactly right. All right. So, all right. So number 2, the this is going to well effect. Oh yeah. When things are going good, you're like, okay, when's that shoe gonna drop? And I got used to that because anytime anything got good with the person I was with, he would invariably do something that would just put a wrench in it.
Wow.
Let's just ruin it somehow.
Yeah. And you came to expect that, sounds like,
Well, it was conditioning after a while because I just kept tolerating it and hoping he would grow out of it. And then it's the frog boiling in the water. You don't realize it's happening until you're so deep in it. So he expanded on the this is going too well. Ever notice how things start going right and your brain goes, hold on, we don't trust this. I think that was happening to the person I was with, but now I got conditioned that way. That's your internal alarm system confusing new with dangerous.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah, and we don't realize these alarms are going off behind the scenes.
Right.
We get frustrated with this. I don't know why I'm not doing. I know what I need to do. Shut up. All right. 3, self-sabotage isn't you being stupid. I'm losing my voice. All right, self-sabotage isn't you being stupid. You're not sabotaging your life. You're protecting an outdated identity.
Ooh. Wow, I needed to hear that. Oh my goodness.
Me too. All right, it's like your nervous system is running a 1998 operating system trying to handle 2026 software.
That's it right there.
Bam, Sam.
Mic drop. Yes. Oh my God.
Yes, indeedly do. Okay. The body keeps the score. We've already said that, but also the habits. Son of a bitch. Yeah. Your body memorized several strategies, not success strategies. Oh, that's a truth. See, I train Ezra not to blow sunshine.
That's right. Yeah. You need to hear it
straight, buddy. I want to hear it. All right. And then he also said, so when life gets good, it tries to drag you back to what it understands, which is chaos.
It is. Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, I know that's got to be hitting deep for not just us, but anybody else listening. I mean, Heidi, come on. I don't know. You probably, I don't want to have to think. Dirty and journey. He's like, I just want to, it's Friday night. I'm going to have a good time. Exactly. So, but yeah, this is some deep stuff though. And you recognize, a lot of times the stuff like why I know what I should be doing, but I'm not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And this
And
can go with anything.
And it's so irrational. Like, it can be the simplest thing, and it is so irrational. I know we mentioned that other people might go, and I would venture to say probably nearly everybody does. If you're not watching us live, do drop in the comments, because you're watching us on either YouTube or on Hypno Health Solutions or on New Reality TV, of course, where most of our viewers are watching. But we want you to drop into the comments your experience where that is concerned, your experience with your body keeping score, keeping you in the same loop, rather than helping you memorize those success strategies, not just what you're comfortable and familiar with. We want to hear about that. Definitely share. And somebody else is going to gain from that. Think of all that you're sharing and how much everyone's going to gain.
Yeah, please. We'd love it. We'd love it, because, you know, your nervous system doesn't care if you're happy. It just cares if it's familiar.
Absolutely.
And we're also stuck in it. And as getting out of that is feels like a lot of work, but it's
work.
It can be work, but I'll tell you what, through hypnotherapy, it really does help make it a lot easier, because so many people are approaching any type of shift in the negative. And I'll explain what I mean by that. They're approaching it by, I don't want this thing. I need to push against it. I need to resist it. All right. They think about what they do. I call it the automatic negative default. They focus on what they don't want or don't like. I don't like the way I am. I don't want to be this way. So I need to push against it. They focus on what they're afraid of. Oh my God, what if that bad thing happens? I need to control the situation. Let's push against it. Focusing on, what they don't have, the lack of. Focusing on lack, you're giving that attention. So you're not opening doors for allowing things to be received, right? And this is why people usually get stuck in these loops, is that's how they're approaching it, is from the negative. So I think it's important to approach it from the positive, and that's why if you see a hypnotherapist that is properly trained, and they're not just, there's so much cookie cutter crapola, be a hypnotherapist, a side hustle kind of shit. And I'm just like, God, I don't want to be authentic, making money, but that really pisses me off. That's like somebody being a dentist with a side. That I'm a side hustle dentist.
Right. Hypnotherapy is serious, and of course we would want you to seek out Kat for her services, but whoever you seek out, if you just ensure that they're an authentic hypnotherapist, they're certified, because those are going to be the people who know what they're talking about, and they're doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll give a plug for the National Association of Transpersonal Hypnotherapists. If you're trained through them, you're legit. And if you're looking for a hypnotherapist and they're trained through them, they call themselves NATH. That's the acronym. Yeah. Then they're legit. They're transpersonal hypnotherapy institution, and they've been around for 30 years, and they're amazing. So
awesome.
Yeah, very, very trustworthy. But back to our topic, Elle. It's all right. So
a lot of this really relates to things I've been going through, and I know many of our listeners know about my journey, as I am trying to exist non-medicated with regards to my nervous system, if you will. Right. Been on anxiety, an antidepressant for anxiety over 20 years. And I know that's a long time. And I'm sure it's not as long as many. There are people who have been, I've been told, there are people that have been on them for many, many years, because that's how we were medicated in the early 2000s in an effort to make us more effective, honestly, in our lives, which we equated to just being work. You know what I'm saying? We were trying to do it all at work, trying to do it outside of work. And so we needed something to help us cope, when the whole time we just needed to regulate our nervous systems. And so now I want to naturally be able to do that. And everything that you talked about is directly correlates to what I've been experiencing in this couple months battle that I've been, I don't want to call it battle. Nope. This journey. It's a journey. It's positive. Yeah, interesting how I automatically called it a battle, and I had to really rethink that.
Well, we're a society that also trains its people to think in those terms as well. Fight against cancer sounds like a positive thing, but that's a double negative right there.
Exactly. We have to thrive against whatever it is that we're doing.
How about focus on health?
Focus on health. There you go. That is what it's about.
Yeah.
And that includes our physical health. That includes our mental health, our balances or imbalances
and we
that
shouldn't
we've got
be
going on
fighting against anything, including our health. Don't fight your body. Be in partnership with your body. Ask your body, what are you trying to tell me with this tumor?
Right. Seriously.
Come on.
Seriously, with whatever your body is going through. And when I think of, I have a thing, and I think I'm going to start, I might even write something about this, but I call it my right side. I don't know if you remember My Left Foot. Daniel Day-Lewis was in that many years ago. I think it won an Oscar. My right side, because in this side, my right side, I am having the most trouble with getting it to relax. And I know that is all bound in my nervous system. It's amazing how wonderfully we're made, because the fact that my nervous system will reach out to this side, keeping this side has thrived. My left side relaxes with no problem. My right side is my trouble. And
that's the name of your one-woman show.
My right side, exactly.
Yeah.
When I was first diagnosed with anxiety disorder, it was my
when
right
you were
side
first
that collapsed.
Told by a person in a white coat. Don't say diagnosed, please.
Thank you. Yes, thank you for helping me to change that mindset. It was my right side that collapsed. I caught a Charlie horse in my groin, my right groin, and I thought I had a stroke because I could feel what was happening in my right. It wasn't until I just knew I had a stroke. Like, I was so sure of it. Meanwhile, I was in my 30s. Like, come on, right?
Not that you can't have
a stroke. But I'm a lot more worried about that now at my age than I would have been. You know, like, what in the world? But it turned out to be what they called anxiety disorder. And that's what I've been trying to treat. And I just noticed that there's so many positives to me not being bound by the medicine, because I felt like I was bound. I am able to move a lot more freely, except for when that imbalance does take off. And it comes intermittently. I shared this with you on my walk just the other day. Extreme panic attack. And I was so sure that I was going to either get a Charlie horse in my calf or in my right inner thigh, because that is what had happened. You said our body keeps score.
Yeah.
My body had kept score and remembered that when I feel a panic attack, which, by the way, I couldn't feel before, when I was able to start feeling them, when I could feel the panic attack, it meant that my body was going to collapse. Ooh. So I breathed. You said that there's a way out of all of these. I breathed through it. I was terrified. I almost turned around and came home. And I wasn't far from the house. No. But I wouldn't let myself come home. I breathed through it.
You breathed through it. You stood up for yourself.
Yes.
That's the biggest thing right there.
And you know what I learned? I learned something. I learned that Charlie horse does not have to happen. No. Why are you so focused on that, Elle? Stop thinking that's going to happen, because
you create it to happen when you focus on it to happen.
Exactly.
Because you are the captain of your own ship, my dear.
Indeed. So I have learned all of those things, and that's how they tie so closely to what Ezra talked about. I appreciate you, gaining that insight, which you already had within you, but Ezra knows how to point those things out
in such a way that it was like, I didn't think about it that way, because, your central nervous system is going to always override, no matter how badly you want it. It's like, I want to do this, and I know everything's going to be great. And this is why people, start off with things and they're great out of the gate, but then life starts lifing, right? And you go back into
Exactly.
those old patterns again. And that is what hypnotherapy helps people with. And sometimes though, if the trauma is so very, very deep, you got to do a little bit extra with it. And
Mhm.
especially if it's something to where you were physically accosted, not just mentally abused type
Yes.
of thing. And I'm sorry to say, but the majority of women can fall into this category.
Absolutely. I was going to say that's where my fight came from. That's where it started, was unfortunately being physically abused.
Yeah.
And yeah, so yeah.
So, yeah, so you're breathing into it and just when you pushed through it, basically is what you did. You didn't resist anything. You sat with it.
Yes.
That's the key right there. You didn't resist it. You didn't because that's where the pain comes, is in that resistance.
Exactly. That is exactly right. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's badass, girl. Let me tell
It is
you.
badass. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my
You know
goodness.
what? Hang on. I bought this stupid thing. I was like, I'm not gonna use that. Well, here we go. Oh shit! Yeah, I could get in trouble with that thing.
Yeah.
There's other sounds to it.
Oh goodness. Okay, we'll have
This
to
is
play
my
with that.
favorite.
Love it.
What? Now we're getting
Zoinks.
stupid. We're getting stupid. Oh lordy! All right. So, as a couple few other points, he says is that your system will reject blessings even if it doesn't recognize it. If it doesn't recognize it,
Exactly.
it's like, what the heck is that? I only know what I know,
Yes.
right? Growth feels like a threat before it feels like freedom.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think that's kind of where I've been at, right?
Yep.
Because, especially, well, with what I encountered 12 years ago, that I equated, being in my power equated danger, right?
Yeah.
And
Right.
then moving here 5 years ago and being on my own for the first time, with nobody, and moving away from everything that I knew and starting all over again, and then meeting up with some of the not nicest people in Hampton Road, sadly,
Yeah.
tested my nervous system even more so that I was in danger. So now I'm just finally starting to feel regulated. So now I'm able to tap in to
Yeah.
what's going on. And I took it back to that time 12 years ago. And now I'm able to put it in perspective and and let my body know that she is safe.
Feels good to
And
be able to verbalize that.
yeah, and that's what you did with yourself. You
Yeah.
let Elle know she's safe.
Yes. Yes. Mm.
And
I'll
that's
get
the
this
most
right side
important
together.
thing.
Yes.
So, all right. So you guys, yeah, where in your life are things actually really good, but you find yourself just doing same old, behaviors or habits that just aren't helping it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let us know. Like Elle said, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
So practical reframe. We got barely 10 seconds. Instead of asking what's wrong with me, start asking, what does my nervous system think is protecting me from?
Love that. Perfect.
That's a good
Yes.
one. And then gently and not aggressively start showing it. Hey, we're safe now. Yeah, don't be shitty to yourself. Be nice to yourself. Repetition rewires, not intensity, not force. You want to do consistency.
Love it.
Thank you, Ezra.
Beautiful.
He is the best. All right. Well, we're going to continue this conversation next Friday. So we hope that you join us there. If you want to know about hypnosis and hypnotherapy, you can find me at hypnohelpsyou.com. Elle, where are you going to be at?
Family fun experience all summer long. Please pray for Virginia Beach because a lot is contingent on that. Pray for love.
Yes.
And also in helping with a move, Generic Theater is moving to another location. I am launching a campaign. I would appreciate y'all. I'll point you to my page so that you can donate. Give Local 757. I appreciate you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Hey, listen, you guys, next Friday, come see us. Up next on New Reality is Mystic Musings, Twin Flame Chronicles. So until next time, stay groovy.
Y'all stay real.
Because remember, you're powerful, and that's a really big deal. Catch you next time, peeps.
Next time.